Hey everybody, this is Perch. A lot of people have been with this channel for quite a long time. Are we on 2 years? You know what? I don't remember. It's been a while. I know that coming up on April will be an anniversary, but is it the second year anniversary, third anniversary? I'm not sure. I always chuckle a little bit every now and then. Lately, people have been saying, "Hey, look at Perch. He seems to get wound up about things, and also he talks about nonsense that have nothing to do with his topics for a while, and he's doing his videos from a car. He's slowly becoming Zach." I'm like, "Ah, friend, you're new to the channel. I've had crappy car audio forever, and I talk nonsense since the beginning. I mean, just ask Mumbles. He's been here for the whole journey. It's been terrible the entire time. This isn't new." Anyway, here's a nice bill. Yeah, I've got a lot of you are concerned about me. I appreciate that. I'm touched. I care about a lot of other people. I've said before, and it's an absolutely true statement. I am the first one to buy you a beer, and I like to hear your story. And I'm the person who helps everybody out, friend and foe alike. I'll help everybody out. That's my nature. However, for myself, I tend to be a pretty private person. I don't let people help me, I guess is the best way to put it. And my wife regularly taunts me about this in a very friendly way, not like that. But I tend to stick to myself, but I also tend to be an extrovert. It's weird. Some of you know what I mean. Anyway, so here's a mail of somebody who seems a little bit concerned. So we'll see what it says. It says, "Hey Perch, I've been enjoying the videos since the pencil down days. Lately, I have started to notice a shift in the direction of the channel, and I'm wondering why. You have said that this channel is mostly just a hobby, but you also express you would like to help the comic industry. The interviews and support for crowdfund projects videos look like they were going in the right direction. Sadly, they stopped, and I wonder why. We know you're a super busy guy, and the news videos are good, and I appreciated many channels already do those. I'm not telling you to stop or change. What I'm trying to say is that I, and hopefully others, would like to see you covering topics and videos only you can do with your inside info and experience. Thanks for reading. Cheers." So I think you may have picked up on this in the background, but I went through a move literally, from the Pacific Northwest down here to there's way too much sky in Texas. Like, this is the thing. If you've ever lived in the Pacific Northwest area, there's trees, there's mountains, there's clouds. It feels very closed in. And some people get up there and they feel claustrophobic, and it feels bad. And then especially in the wintertime when there's very little light during the day, both because of the clouds and constant rain, and then just also sun rises late and it sets early, and it's a dark, gloomy kind of time. It's the kind of area that produces things like Twilight. That's all I can say about that. But it's very claustrophobic feeling, and some people go nuts, and some people are like, it's like a warm, fuzzy, depressing blanket. And I guess I'm that second one because I enjoyed that area. I love the trees. The only time I didn't love the trees was during the occasional windstorms, and I would sit looking out the window, riveted to the trees that are wildly swaying around with the high winds, and thinking, this is going to be the day one of them falls and lands on my head and I die. I'm going to die from a tree falling. That's going to be pretty pathetic. But moving to Texas, like guys, too much space. There's no. You look around and there's horizon any way you look. There are certainly trees. It's not absent of trees, but it's far less trees than what I was used to. And there's sky everywhere, and it's an unnerving feeling. I don't like this. I like lots of aspects about Texas. It's fun. I do appreciate the wild weather shifts and everything else, but holy smokes, there's too much sky. Maybe I'll get used to it, but I don't like it. Anyway, because of the move, it dented my schedule. So I used to be able to easily get and do some interviews. I used to be able to, sit down outside the car and do things. And so, combination of the move and then starting up on some of the new gigs that I've been doing, I haven't found my footing just yet. That's why the live streams have been pretty haphazard. That's why the interviews have been short. And I've now got a pretty long list, and hopefully we start doing those again here pretty regularly. I think we've begun. You start to see Joe show up on the channel a little bit more lately after about a month break, and so we're getting back to it. So yes, the answer is yes, we're getting back to that kind of stuff and all the rest. Other people, different males, have expressed say like I seem angry. I seem like I'm sliding into that hate comics kind of world, and the answer is no. I love comics as much as I always have, if not more. I absolutely adore comics. I still think that the things that were silly back a year ago are still silly today. I think the people who are running around saying the comic industry is doomed, and it's all going to die are being hysterical and goofy. And I mean, that's obviously not going to happen, and it's silly, it's hyperbolic, it's ridiculous. But because I love comics, and this is kind of the tough thing to for people to wrap their head around, but I suspect many of you feel the same. Um, it bothers me when people do stupid things. It really does bother me when you have DC basically spoiling their event leading into another event before it even ships. It really bugs me. It bugs me when you have a creator like say a Tom Taylor who spends so much of his energy wanting to. I'm not even sure who he's fighting anymore. He's fighting people who are saying that the Superman numbers are bad for Superman. I mean, like it's such a worthless fight. I wish the fights could be more direct and just about what they're about. Like Tom Taylor can come up and say, you know what? I had an idea to make Superboy gay. I did it, and I'm proud of it. And screw you if you don't like it. That is the fight. All this other stuff around sales, it's the distraction to the fight. And the people who want to argue with him can go, I don't like him gay, and I don't like him old. He was better as a kid, an innocent kid hanging around with Damien, having adventures. I don't like this teenage, this older Superboy, and I don't like him gay. Tom Taylor said, like, well, I like him gay, and then everybody they have a big gay off, and then the winner takes. I don't know. A lot of the fights feel like fights of just. It's like everybody's scared to actually have the real fight. It feels like Tom. Here's a crazy thing about. I'm using Taylor as an example, but you could say the same thing about Tom King, about a lot of creators. It feels like they don't just stand up and say, "Yeah, yes, I made him bisexual. I did it because I wanted to, and I thought it would be a good story." And they gave me they said, "Do whatever you want," and I said, "I want to do this," and they said, well, "All right, go ahead," and I did it. And screw you. Just say it. Just all this like, oh, the person who's disliking this must be some kind of Nazi. It's like, dude, just own it. It always feels. I know this isn't how people mean to come across, but it always feels like the person who's like with a lot of Taylor stuff. It honestly feels like it just feels like he's kind of embarrassed, and he's like he has to protest a lot about what he did, and it's like they gave you the money, they gave you the authority, they said do what you want to do, and you did it. I mean, what are we arguing about? It feels really pointless, and that does get to me. I'm not gonna lie, it's annoying to see it. I'm spending less time on Twitter as well. If you've been following my Twitter in addition to my channel, you may have noticed in like the last 2 weeks, my Twitter has just gotten more like sarcastic. Like there's no seriousness at all going into Twitter anymore. It's just I don't know. I'm just doing one-liners. That's what I'm doing. I've turned into Ryan, and I'm happier for it. I honestly, there's no value to Twitter, so why put value into a platform that doesn't value me? It just there's no point to it. But I have a number of people who have reached out with their indie projects. I'm excited to profile them. I'm excited to just give some promotion. I actually spent about 4 hours the other day on a little, for lack of a better word, a component. It's like a template that I can use for indie projects. So I can just dump the art and dump some text in there and do a little like 60 seconds. And then I save that as its own little video. And then I basically can put that little clip in front of a bunch of videos. So hopefully, it's like advertising. It's a basically I'm bringing in advertising, but it's for comics you haven't heard of before. So and it won't feel like advertising. I put a lot of pressure into kind of I had this bit I did a long time ago called "Is It for You?" And I would talk about a comic and say, hey, if you like this, then this is probably for you. And if you don't like this, then it's probably not for you. And as a way to kind of steer people a little bit. Because, I mean, the reality is every comic that is published every month is not for you. There's definitely different styles, different genres, different things out there. And so for a lot of these projects that come in that have, no background, I thought it'd be helpful to say, hey, here's a little indie project somebody's doing. They're crowdfunding it themselves or whatever it happens to be, and it reads like this book and that book, and it's in this genre. So if you like those things, then here you go. This is where you can go find it. So hopefully that will help a little bit. Like I said, have some good interviews coming up. A lot of good content here. That got to get back to Nick definitely, and that's one guy that's I've been wanting to talk to for a long time, and then also need to schedule the time with Mark Millar. That's been both of us. He gets busy, and I get busy, and that's been going back and forth for a while. But I'm excited to roll these things out and get back to things. But I guess I just want to say thank you, people who've been you care about the channel and or me. It's weird to say care about the channel because it is just a hobby. It really is. And I'm the loudmouth, bozo behind the channel. And so, thank you for reaching out. I don't really know what to do with this. I'm very uncomfortable with this feeling. But hopefully, some things are getting better with the pandemic, so I can see you. If you happen to be in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, drop me a line. Let me know you're around, and I'll meet you at a shop, and I'll bring you a beer. Or if you don't drink, I'll bring you a White Claw, because that's that. No, I don't hate you guys. Why would I do that? I I'll, I'll bring you a comic. How's that? I'll do something. I'll bring you some pages for my upcoming comic. The first, like, here's a little stapled together first 30 pages of the comic. It'll be pretty good. Lots of violence. Anyway, thank you very much for caring, and thank you for everybody who's reached out to help with the move and offer some support and everything else. And if you've been following along, I appreciate it. So thanks for listening. Thanks for caring. Yeah, thanks for caring.